So, welcome to Boxing Media Hub, and we are sponsored by Falcon Contracting and boxbets.co.uk. And I've got a special guest now. She's a belter. I think that's the only way to describe her. Terri Harper. How you doing, Terri?
I'm good, thank you. Very good.
Good. It's lovely to have you on.
Thank you for having me on.
Honestly, absolute pleasure. Yeah, one of the best out there. I think it's fair to say. A lot of people speak very highly of you in the game and in and out of the ring as well. Such a lovely person outside. But we want to focus on the girl, the warrior that's in there. 17 fights, 14 wins, 2 draws and 6 knockouts. We're on a roll.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know, it seems like I've been professional forever now. It's like time goes so fast. Obviously, I turned over only 19 years old, not really knowing what I was getting myself into, and I was just buzzing over the fact I had the opportunity to do a sport that I loved once again. Obviously, I walked away at a young age, and obviously Andrew, my manager, it's like, what do you reckon to gain it one more try in professional ranks? And never in a million years I would have dreamed of being where I am now.
Yeah, and looking at how the game has changed in that time is incredible, isn't it? The women's game, and I know people say women's boxing and all the rest of it, but it is just boxing. The women have really rose to the top, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think for Andrew, he knew the plans. Or he had the plans what they were wanting to do with Katie and push her and stuff, and obviously saw that there's going to be a big push behind women's boxing, and that's what it's been for the last 5-6 years. And there's been some great fights made, and some great future fights to be made also.
Yeah. And I want to focus on the last 3 fights, because I think you've really gone up a level. You know, you were great before, there's no doubt in that, but I think you've gone to another level now. And you know, Hannah ranking was a major test, especially coming up to that weight as well. Everyone looked at Hannah, the bigger girl. She was strong at that weight. Terri, you just came in and you did what you did, and it was such a controlled, pinpoint performance.
Yeah,
you were brilliant.
Yeah, that's, to be fair to hear that, it's kind of it surprised me a little bit, because I think me being my biggest critic, and I look back at these, I think my last couple of fights I've come away and I've not really enjoyed, and I always think, I know there's more for people to see, and there's more to me than what I've gone out and shown on the night. And personally, I think the last fight I enjoyed the most, probably the Jonas one, and I feel like that really brought the dog out in me, and it was
proper dog fight, wasn't it? That was.
And I think that's one that I walked away from knowing that I'd give it me all. And then obviously I had the Katarina Thanders fight where I broke my hand. Then I came back to the fight with Alicia. Obviously, we know what happened there, getting stopped in front of the home crowd. And then from there, it was just about rebuilding. And I had the comeback fight with Abel and Ada, and that was just about getting the rounds in. And then I think it was a ranking fight after that. And then even after that, the reason obviously we jumped up so many weights, I'd been so used to being world champion, and on the purses that I were on, being in just these like the fight with Abel and Ada, the purses are obviously a lot lower, and there's not, for me, it won't really lighting that fire inside me to push myself. Whereas obviously the chance to become world champion again, it's what everyone dreams of, and it was kind of a way for me to get back on top and be able to obviously my team and that to plan what's next. So even though I became world champion again, I walked away from that fight still a bit disappointed, because obviously it was a new weight division, and to me it didn't feel like it was that much of an exciting fight. I just went in and did what I needed to do. And then obviously I had the fight which should have been with Cecilia, ended up being with Habazin.
Yeah.
Again, that fight, I think I was just so drained from the week before with the whole build up, and that fight should have been obviously with Cecilia, and it got pushed back so many times. So I feel I were in training camp from before Christmas. I was supposed to be out in February, and I didn't end up being out until obviously April. March, April, May. I can't remember when it was. May.
May.
Yeah. So and then I was just grateful for the fight with Cecilia to finally happen, and I still think from that fight, I still ain't gone out there and shown what I can do the most. So I feel like I realised that weight division I am in with the bigger girls, and I really noticed that with Cecilia. I can remember weighing in comfortably and feeling like I looked big and strong against her, and then soon as I stepped in the ring on the night, I could physically notice the difference, and I could feel it during the fight. So I'm very grateful to Matchroom and obviously Sandy for like it's allowing me to come down to a much more natural weight that I feel like I'll be a lot more comfortable at, and I can really go out and put on a good show.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Hakan has jumped in. Is this weight, welterweight, more your natural weight than the super welter where you have been in your last fight? So you're saying that's the one that feels comfortable. You haven't got to kill yourself to get to where you want to be ready for fight night. And yeah, as you say, the power then comes in a bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that when I used to cut to make 9 stone 4, like it's crazy how I even made that weight, and honestly, it took too much out of myself, mentally and physically. So I feel like when I used to cut down to 9 stone 4, whenever I were in the gym sparring around 10 stone 7, I feel like that's where I always had my best performance at that weight. And then I feel like 10 stone is when I really started to feel that I were in a cut, and then anything below that really just took it out of me, and that's when it just became not fun and just a slog really, just to get to weigh-in. so this 10 stone 7 is a lot more natural to me. I'm holding at like 5 pounds above now, and just I want to stick around there for as long as possible, and just get in the ring feeling not too heavy and just comfortable really.
Yeah. Well, someone's gone totally against what you said earlier. They said the ranking fight was a very good performance. The following two weren't so good. Looking forward to the great performance now, showing off your true skills. Everyone's going to have their own opinion, aren't they? You know, I think the biggest critiquing you got was probably the Jonas fight, wasn't it? Everyone bangs on about this Jonas fight, saying, "Oh, Terri, and she got lucky," and then you got people that say, "Oh no, she did." It is what it is. It was a draw. That's it.
Do you know honestly, I gave myself such a hard time after the Jonas fight, and I was heartbroken. Really, it felt like I just lost everything, even though I hadn't. Obviously,
it was an amazing fight, Terri.
Yeah, I know. now watching that, I feel like I've matured as a fighter and as a person myself. I feel like I look back now and I think, what the hell were I thinking? And I just think I've lost my train of thought now anyway. But yeah, like when I look back now, I think, why did I give myself such a hard time over it?
But I think you do, don't you? Because you want to be the best you can be.
Yeah.
And some boxers still look at a draw as a loss. It wasn't what they wanted. So you're constantly going to fight for that next level, aren't you? And push yourself to be the next thing. And yeah, there's other people saying that should be rematched after the drug shame. Baumgardner, that's another whole different thing. I'm not getting into that. And then obviously you've got the 3 rounds, haven't we? The 3-minute rounds that is knocking on the door now. How do you feel about 3-minute rounds?
So I'm open to anything really. I train in the gym when I'm out. When it's not too close to the fight, we'd obviously do 3-minute rounds, and then we'll make it more fight specific closer we get. But I feel like for me, I really do enjoy the 2-minute rounds. I feel like it brings out the speed and the like. I can't even speak. Anyway, it just brings out the speed and just it's like non-stop from start to finish. Really, it's not a slow pace, unless it was my last fight. I was watching my last fight there. Anyway, I'm mumbling on, but I think the way we go about that is introducing like at least 12 2-minute rounds in world title fights for us women.
Yeah. That to be the next stage.
Start, yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Well, Hakan's jumped in again. He's one of your biggest fans. But I have to say, before I read that out, my friend Jam absolutely adores you. When I said that I've got Terri Harper coming on. Oh, sorry, Terri. You still there? I think Terri will be back with us in a moment.
Sorry.
That's all right, Terri.
I don't know if I'm back. Let me see.
Hang on.
Oh, wait. Don't know if it's working. Oh, yeah.
There we are.
Laptop.
That's all right. But yeah, my friend turned around and I said, look, Terry's coming on, and he went, she is the best. And I said, yeah, no, she is one of the best. He went, no, not one of, she is the best. So a big shout out to Jam.
Thank you, Jam. I appreciate that.
He doesn't stop, Terry. It's a bit worrying. But Hakan has come in and said, this is the fight best by far to be announced in the UK this year. I'm looking forward to coming to Sheffield for fight week, and good luck against Sandy Ryan on fight night. # Team Belter. There's a lot of hashtags kicking off in here, I tell you. And Y2J guy, Team Harper. My wife's jumped in. Woohoo! It's Terry.
Oh. Bye.
I can't keep her out. And yeah, Y2J guy. I reckon Terry will KO Ryan. This is the anticipation behind this fight, Terry. When this was announced, honestly, everyone went, "Now that's an absolute banger of a fight." This is, and we're seeing a lot more of these sort of fights now, aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't know how you view it yourself. A lot of people are saying 50-50. You're obviously going to be saying 60-40 or a little bit more than that. But it's one of those fights, isn't it? Sandy Ryan, surely full respect to the girl. She's incredible fighter as well.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously knowing Sandy's been on the GB and she's got great pedigree, and she's been in some great fights herself already. I feel like, me personally, I'm due a big win. And I feel like, do you know, when I was younger, I used to play football, and this is no offense to any of my opponents or anything, but there's sometimes when we'd play teams that we think, oh, we beat them easy, so you kind of overlook them. And then I feel like I've been in fights where I think, oh, this should be a comfortable win for me, and I've underperformed really. So I feel like this fight, to me, in my head, it's 50-50 fight, and I think Sandy's a great fighter. So that, I feel like that's going to bring another level out to me in my performance. And personally, it's what I need. I don't want to be in these other fights where no one really knows who the opponent is, or people have said the past it or whatever. This Sandy's in her prime, I'm in my prime, or coming into it, and I feel like it's a great fight for us both. And these are the fights that need to be made, and to continue growing women's boxing.
Do you think you're in your prime, Terry, or do you think you've not got there yet?
I feel like I'm coming into it. I feel like
now you've got the weight and stuff as well.
Yeah, I feel like over the last couple, like this, I talked to Andrew today in the gym, and we were just saying how something a couple of years back would have like really got to me, like mentally and stuff. And I just feel like I'm in such a good place mentally, physically, everything's good, like personal life, and I'm loving it in the gym, and I've found the love back for the sport. And like I said, I'm due a big win, and I feel like this is it.
No, 100%. And do you know what? It's so great to have you back in the sport, because there was a bit of a void when you weren't there, because you are such a big personality. You are such a big player in women's boxing, and you know, I don't think your name gets spoken about enough, to be perfectly honest, Terry. I think when you look at your resume, I think you got an incredible resume, and people do overlook it, and I think it's only going to get better. I think it's only going to get better. And my wife's now laughing. You told her Jam was her favourite and she disappeared. Yeah. It's fight of the year potential for sure. 70-30 Belter's favour.
I've got some fans on here like that. I'm going to
Oh,
come here more often for a confidence boost.
I'll bring you on once a month just to
Yeah.
give you a little. Very confident of a Terri win, says Knight Rider. Yeah, it's honestly, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on. And as I say, 23rd of March, we get to see you versus Sandy Ryan for the WBO World Welter. It's going to be a cracker in it. What can we expect from Terri Harper that's going to be different in this fight? Are we going for the knockout, Terri?
I'm going for the win.
Good answer.
Just to put my feet up and have a steady night.
Yeah.
No, I feel like the hunger's back. The desire's there. I just, for me, I know like I've got the chance here to become a 3-weight world champion and have the world at my feet, and it'll open so many doors. And before I never used to like to think too much beyond the fight. But like I'm using it as my fire and what's going to push me on to be the best version of me. And I'm super excited to just. I feel like we've still got like 7 weeks to go, and but I know it's going to go fast, and it'll be here before I know it. So I'm 100% dedicated to training camp, and I'm dedicated to every training camp, but I'm doing the extra stuff that I need to do to be victorious on the night.
Yeah, as you say, this is a fight to get up for, isn't it? This is literally one. If this doesn't get you going, this sort of fight, then none of them will they? Because as you say, this is two people coming in on their way up, and they're really gonna go for it on the night to put themselves back at that world level again, and then look at the doors that are going to open once you get that title. Yeah, there's some cracking fights out there, and as I say, Cecilia Breakhouse, will it happen again? Who knows? It took long enough at that time. Maybe get this weight, see how comfortable it feels against Sandy Ryan, and then stick at what works in it, rather than having to drain yourself all the time.
Yeah, definitely.
But honestly, Terri, it's been a pleasure having you on. You're an absolute star. And honestly, I really appreciate it. You're someone that I've wanted to get on for some time, and it's lovely to have you on.
Thanks for having me on.
As I say, stay in touch and follow Terri.
Same time next week, next month.
Yeah, get on for your pick me up. Yeah. But yeah, follow Terri on all of her socials and give her the support. Get behind her. This girl's going places, and we're going to end it on this one. This is the must fight to watch live in Sheffield, 100%. So, Terri, on that note, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
And I'll catch up with you soon.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Take care, Terri. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.